Hello, everyone, and welcome back for another program information session. My name is Ben Quaife, and I'm joining you from Loyalist Marketing, Communications, and Recruitment team. I'm delighted to be joined by a special guest, Program Coordinator of the Advertising and Marketing Communications Creative Design Program at Loyalist College, Rob Cranendong. Rob, tell us a little bit of what students can expect from this program.
My name is Robert Cranendong. I'm a professor and coordinator for the Advertising, Marketing, Communications - Creative Design Program. It's a mouthful. But it has to be a mouthful because we accomplish so much in the program. So the name is indicative of what we do. We are half marketing and half creativity and creative design. So we get to meld the two of them together. What's special about the program is people will come in January and they'll go right through and finish in 1 year and 1 semester. So they'll complete a 2-year program in just 1 year and 1 semester, completely fast-tracked.
Excellent. Now, once they're entered and enrolled in the program, Rob, what can they expect in terms of where they're going to begin their journey and where they're going to be at when they end it?
So we know people come in with really no background, and we give them that background. However, we jump in with both feet and just start running right away. We take on real clients, real projects. They really learn as they go. We kind of teach them each step that they need to go up the ladder to learn to the next step so that they can apply their knowledge and perform the best that they can for the client that we have at the time. So each semester we take on 2 real clients that they work on. We try and split it up between a business side, and then we do nonprofit as well. So we really try and get both aspects for people because people have a wide array of interests where they want to go after this program.
Speaking of that business side and nonprofit side, I know recently you had some examples where students were creating their own projects or their own pitches for some of your graduates of your program. I was hoping that you could just talk to us a little bit about those projects, Rob.
Yeah, they did an excellent job. So like I said, twice this semester, they did 2 different ones. The first one we did was for the Food House or Food House, depending on how you want to pronounce it. That actually was a real food truck that is on Wasaga Beach, Beach 1. They're launching this summer. They've had to delay that launch, obviously, for obvious reasons. But our students got to jump in and create all the branding and all the promo materials and all their launch materials for their integrated marketing communications plan. What's really cool about that is the guy who created that business is actually a grad of our program. His name is Jeff Nielsen. And he got to come on out and he pitched to the students what he wanted them to do. They got to interview him, ask questions. They were provided a creative brief. And from there, that gave them guidance of what exactly they needed to do in order to meet the objective for the client, for Jeff. Jeff then returned after about 6 weeks, and the students presented all the information that they did, their research that they did, their concept, their big idea, their key insight, and they got to do those presentations to Jeff. And I have to say, Jeff was completely blown away. He had a real hard time trying to pick out what was going to be his favorite. There was so many good ideas and good initiatives from all the students, and he was just, he couldn't understand how they were able to pull all this off in their very first project, very first semester, and he never had that opportunity when he was a student. So he was just really, really impressed with what the students were doing at the stage that they were at.
Yeah, absolutely. A tremendous opportunity for students to collaborate with your graduates to get some really tangible experience. And
Yep.
you touched a little bit on the creative brief side of things. And I know from just joining one of your class lectures digitally, I heard you discussing how they're going to be creating their own creative briefs for their clients as they move forward.
It is your roadmap to all the things that you're going to do for a client. And it's easy to deviate from that and come up with ideas that are not relevant to what the client has asked for. The creative brief will kind of keep you on task and on target. I think what's interesting is I'm a big believer in the ICE model of education, and that stands for Introduction, Connection, and Extension. So in the first semester, we introduced them to the creative brief and we provided that to them as a document. We kind of taught them how to ask probing questions to the client so they would understand how to formulate a creative brief. Now we're getting into the connection stage of the education where they go to the next level. And I'm expecting now that they can actually interview our clients and create their own creative brief without having to have it provided. So they're taking it now to the next level so that they will understand to develop this document that will be their roadmap, that they can create all the marketing communications for the client that we're working on. And we've got a real exciting client that we're actually going to do this semester. We're doing Habitat for Humanity. So we're really excited to take that one on. That's what we're doing May 22nd. He's going to actually come in and do the pitch for the students, and they get to ask him those questions.
Wonderful examples of your program collaborating with community around them to give them a lot more training, lots of more hands-on experience. That's so wonderful. And
Yep.
Rob, let's say that they've mastered the creative brief. They've moved on, they've excelled in the program. Now, are these graduates going to be in high demand? And if so, why?
I would say, yeah, they are in high demand. I mean, the advertising program is not preparing you specifically for a given job in a given tract in a given field. It's so it's wide a field where you can go with this program. I mean, everything you learn is a tool in your toolkit that you can pull out at a later date. Some people will move on and work for an ad agency. Some may work for a print shop. Some may work for nonprofit organizations. Some might work for themselves. They might do freelance opportunities. They could work as a brand manager. They could work client side. Really, they could do almost anything with what we're teaching them. It is really cross-platform what we're teaching them, and it puts them in high demand, not only because we're teaching them all the marketing aspects, but because they can do the creative design aspects as well. That kind of adds a whole nother layer to what's important for what people are looking for when they get out there. So when people see their portfolios and they go, wow, you have really good ideas, you have really good concepts, and you totally understand marketing here, but you created all this too, and it actually looks nice. That's amazing. Like I could really use someone like you in my team. So I think they have a really good edge in that respect.
Lots of good information included in this info session, Rob. So thank you again for joining us for it. But I also wanted to just kind of maybe leave on a note of what you feel students enjoy most about this program. What are they going to enjoy most if they register?
They will enjoy the camaraderie that they have with each other. They really get to learn with each other. It's a lot of group work, so they'll take projects on in teams of between 2 and 4 people usually. So they really get to know each other in that respect, but they also get to know each other through the group collaboration that we do, whether we're in an online environment or in real classroom. We participate as a group. We do group critique, group feedback, so everyone kind of grows and learns from each other. Additionally, it's the access to faculty. I mean, being from a small college is huge. I know all my students by name within the first 2 or 3 weeks, so they have access to me all the time. You know, at a larger college, I think the disadvantage is that you could be a number there, whereas here we get to know you by name. I get to know where you work because I always look for discounts. Just kidding. but no, it's really important that I know my students, who they are and who they are by name, you know? So I think that's one of the things that they'll appreciate.
One-on-one connection at Loyalist College. It seems to be a theme of these info sessions. Rob, thanks again for joining us. If you're interested in beginning your journey this fall in the Advertising and Marketing Communications Creative Design program at Loyalist College, we encourage you to apply right now at ontariocolleges.ca. You can even drop us a line at recruiter@loyalistcollege.com. We'll answer your questions via email, get you all the information that you need so that you can begin your journey this fall in the program. Thanks again, Rob, for joining us.
Awesome. Thanks, Ben.